This twisted, tornado-racked pile of steel was a microwave radio relay tower, a vital link in our nation's complex telephone network. Minutes after the tower was felled by a tornado, service was restored by switching calls to alternate routes of the network. But a temporary tower must be erected and quickly. The chances of a microwave tower being knocked out are very slim. However, to assure the fastest restoration of any of its 2,500 towers, the Bell system conducts emergency full-scale tower replacement exercises.
Kurt, this is an exercise. This is an exercise. You have lost the Holden Tower.
A new tower rolls to its emergency destination. At the site, bearings are taken to determine the replacement tower's position. As the prepackaged equipment arrives, anchor holes for the tower supports are dug. The arrival time is early morning. Before afternoon has passed, the crew expects to have a 125-foot temporary tower up and operating. The new microwave link will receive signals from adjacent towers some 30 miles away. Technicians pinpoint the incoming signal.
Take it to the left. Left. Left a little more. Left. Easy. Whoa, he's right on frequency.
Communications are restored. Television programs, telephone calls, and data are going through. This one was for practice. The next one might not be. For crews like this, the big task is keeping the nation's communications flowing. Man, since he could stand, has looked up, and the universe has fascinated stargazers from Galileo to Gemini to garden astronomers. Today's amateur stargazers spend over $5 million annually to peek into the heavens. How do you begin? The first step is to consult a qualified person for help in choosing the right kind of equipment. There's something special for everything from bird watching to satellite spotting. These prism binoculars, for example, are excellent for wildlife watching, but also have the 10 to 20 power magnification necessary to explore distant forms and shapes. A good telescope for beginners is this refractor model, which really brings Mars close. It has that effect on fathers and sons as well. As the hobbyist's interest grows, he may graduate to this equatorial telescope, which allows him to photograph the stars and planets through its lens. Through giant instruments like the one on Mount Palomar, the shifting rings of Saturn remain a quest of science. The mountains and craters of the moon are of increasing interest. Before long, a manned spacecraft from Earth will set down on the sandy surface, and a new era in man's achievements will be born. Why the upsurge of interest in the heavens? Could it be that someone's up there looking back? Behind the wheel of the car we're driving, we're in a world of ergonomics. How we react to technical design is the study of ergonomics, and it's part of driving an automobile safer than ever before. A growing nucleus of auto manufacturers feels that the safety of a motor car is deeply rooted in its basic engineering design. One such manufacturer is the British firm that produces the Rover 2000. You won't find a safety engineer here because the company regards all its engineers as safety engineers, and their car is cited by experts as one of the safest anywhere. The underlying philosophy is that a safe car is a well-engineered car with concepts that begin on the drawing boards. A car is made up of many systems, and how well it operates depends on how well these systems work together. Hours of testing are required, and many prototypes are developed before the final model reaches the production line. De Dion rear suspension, radio-plied tires, and disc brakes provide a first-rate combination of handling, road holding, and stopping. All are highly important innovations in the industry, but when they're together in one automobile, as in this Rover, the driver really has something going for him. The driver's ability to handle his vehicle has brought about research in ergonomics. Some results include orthopedically designed seats, strip-type speedometers for rapid reading, controls that can be operated without error, without looking. For the driver's comfort, face-level, fresh air ducts. There are no shortcuts to safer automobiles. Indeed, experience has shown the true safety features are designed in long before the prototype rolls out. The Earth's resources provide man the substance with which he refines his world. It takes about 2 tons of ore to make a single pig of lead. A curious paradox, this pig of lead. While one of our most heavy metals, it is also one of the softest, which makes it one of the easiest to process, to melt, cast, roll, extrude, or drop to form shot. Lead has a remarkable range of uses, often in the most unlikely situations. A vital aid in the transmission of electric power, lead is also a prime ingredient in portable electric power, storage batteries. Power from lead-acid batteries moves this delivery truck and turns this hand tool. Yet, lead can work against the flow of electricity. When added to glass, it becomes an insulator of high density and high electrical resistance. This is why most light bulb bases and neon tubing are made from lead glass. The very idea of lead in glass seems contradictory. Nonetheless, this goblet of lead crystal was made in England by George Ravenscroft back in the year 1675. Lead glass today protects against penetrating X-rays, and lead containers shield against radioisotopes and other fissionable materials. Philharmonic Hall in New York's Lincoln Center rests on lead pads that dull the vibrations from subway trains. This dullness carries through to its gray color, yet lead compounds appear in every brilliant hue. Widely used in decorating, they contribute to our sense of aesthetics. Wherever man's achievements, they reveal special properties that are the paradox of lead. In this picturesque countryside, farming is a leading occupation. But this farm is strictly for the birds. Nearly 25,000 ostriches are kept in this unusual farming region in South Africa's Cape Province. Although nature has given the ostrich wings that are not suitable for flying, it's in these inadequate appendages that the farmer invests. Ostrich feathers are highly prized in the millinery and garment industry. A fully grown bird carries feathers worth up to $20, and they're clipped every 9 months. Specially selected birds are chosen for breeding. The eggs hatch out at about 6 weeks. Ostrich chicks are very delicate up to the age of 3 months, but they grow fast and yield quality feathers at 6 months. Recently, this farming region at Oudtshoorn was the site of the first ostrich race meeting ever to be held in South Africa. In true racing tradition, the birds display their colors. Like all good athletes, they limber up prior to the competition. As the race draws near, tension builds in the paddock. Enter the jockeys. and their first of many formidable assignments this day, to locate their mount and mount if possible. At last, the winged thoroughbreds are at the gate. They're off. A clean break for what looks to be a fast field. Churchill Downs was never like this. Down the straightaway at 30 miles per hour as excitement builds with each skillful maneuver. Into the home stretch and flying the orange and white, it's Lumbago Alley. What else from an ostrich named Lumbago?